How's it going, everybody? It is iVisual. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle versus Braden over here in the RU tier. So if you do enjoy these, make sure to hit that like button on the video, and the tea I'm using is in the description if you do want to try it out. Made by the Fallen Shuriken. Send it to me on my Smogon profile. If you want to send me teams, my Smogon profile is in the description. And my Discord, if you do want to Wi-Fi battle me, is in the description as well, and you can battle other people there as well. So let's just get right into it. We get lead off with Rose Rated, its Focus Sash. We want to get a Spike up first because it's pretty nice to break any potential Focus Sashes, and I could take a hit from the Jolteon. I mean, I'm not really too scared of Jolteon. It does reveal to be Life Orb though, hit a Power Ice most likely, and then hits me with a Shadow Ball. So I'm going to go into Goodra because Goodra can take anything Jolteon wants to take. I could have maybe Sludge Bombed the Jolteon, but I feel like Spike could go a long way, especially weakening his team. I need to weaken that Florges. And it also makes him probably want to defog, and then he goes into the Mantine. I predict that as I can go for the Choice Specs mod. It's Thunderbolts, almost one-shot the Mantine, 4 times weak to Electric. It lives on a sliver of HP, which is ridiculous, but it's expected because Mantine does have insane special defense. I go for Thunderbolt again, just hoping that maybe he'd sack Mantine, but it's smart to go back into Jolteon because he has that ability to regain his HP. So just going to go into my Virizion. Really good special defense on Virizion just naturally, so I could take a hit. And he just goes for the Shadow Ball, which is fine. He doesn't actually choose the Volt Switch, so maybe he was scared of a Scarf Virizion. I'm not too sure. Either way, I just go for the Leaf Blade. In comes Bayonets. Usually Bayonets are Mega in the RU tier, and all of them are. And he frisked my Fighting MZ, so knows I'm Fighting MZ, which sucks. But it's fine. I'm thinking he might just Destiny Bond or go for a Will-O-Wisp since he brought in Bayonets. So I'm just going to go into Blastoise since Blastoise doesn't care about a Will-O-Wisp. And if he goes for Destiny Bond, I could scout for that. And I could just go for a Dark Pulse, hopefully, after and knock out the Mega Bayonets. So, and hopefully be slower, too. That could be ideal so that I don't get knocked out by a Destiny Bond, but we'll see. But he just switched down to Mantine, so maybe I was hoping that I'd go for a Water move, but Mega Blastoise doesn't run Water moves really in the RU tier. I mean, some people do, but really all you need is Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere, and Rapid Spin. So I just go for the Ice Beam, since it hits pretty much everything on his team pretty hard. And hits Floor just a little harder as well. So in comes Jolteon, and Jolteon, obviously, I'm not going to want to take a Thunderbolt, so I'm going to go into Goodra, and Goodra allows me to get a nice position since he doesn't have 2 good switches to Goodra. And I think I go for a Fire Blast here because it hits, like, pretty much everything on his team generally. I didn't really want to go for a Sludge Wave, since, I mean, I was thinking he might go into Florges, but I was also thinking that he might not, so. Fire Blast, unfortunately, does not 2-shot the Florges. Florges could have Defog as well. But I'm just going to go right into Metagross and not risk it because I just don't want to take a Moonblast on the Goodra because I was thinking he might be defog on the Florges, but nah. He goes actually into a double with a Mega Bayonet, but I guess he did not expect a Bullet Punch Metagross. Actually a Max Attack, Max HP Metagross with Shuka Berry as well. So I'm just going to get my Rocks up as Snorlax comes in. Getting the Rocks up is going to really help weakening that Florges so that maybe Goodra can just win the game. Or maybe Lycanroc Dusk. It's Life Orb Lycanroc Dusk, and it hits like a truck. Especially late game, it cleans teams. So, he hits me with an Earthquake. We got that Shuka Berry activated. That's fine. We can take another Earthquake because Metagross is hard-bodied with max HP. And I just go for the Explosion now. I'm actually going to KO the Snorlax, which is awesome. I thought Snorlax would probably live that, but hey, Metagross is strong. So, that's pretty nice because Snorlax was a big special defensive monster that a lot of my special attackers can't really break through unless your name is Mega Blastoise with Aura Sphere. So then comes Florges. I can go for the Sludge Wave to utterly demolish it, but I go for the Fire Blast because it hits the other Pokemon in his team, but I unfortunately miss. And yeah, Florges just one-shots me with the Moonblast. I didn't expect it to one-shot, but at the same time, Florges has really good special attack. I think he has more than Latios, which is pretty high. But Goodra has really good special defense, so I was like, maybe I could live, but I don't. But that's fine because I can bring in the Lycanroc, knock out the Florges with the Stone Edge because I don't think a Celerock knocked him out from the range he was at, so I went for Stone Edge. In comes the Metagross, the Pokemon that I was trying to maybe predict with the Fire Blast as I went for it with Goodra most of the time. Never really went for Sludge Wave, but I probably should have since I could have just knocked out Florges. But it's still fine. I go for the Fire Fang because I just didn't really care if he had Bullet Punch. Most Metagrosses don't run Bullet Punch in my experience, but they could. They definitely could. I guess he thought that I'd switch right there, but nah. He probably thought I'd switch into Blastoise. But I just didn't really need Lycanroc. And plus, I actually live the Bullet Punch, which is awesome. And, yeah, it's pretty... I didn't expect that, I guess. Maybe he's just not running max attack on his Metagross. Or maybe, yeah, he's probably maybe a bulky one. I mean, he did take that Life Orb Fire Fang, but Metagross, like, it already has natural bulk, so I already knew it could take the Fire Fang. And that is going to be GG because Mega Blastoise finishes off the game right there. So he definitely expected me to want to switch into Mega Blastoise on the Metagross, pulling a switch into Jolteon, but that just bit him in the booty. And plus, like, I kind of had it in the bag with Virizion in the back as well. Able to take it from Jolteon and fight EMZ the Metagross. So that's going to be a GG versus Braden. Next up we got is versus Nene. Looking at Nene, we got Sticky Webs, and I was thinking that maybe like Life Orb Nidoqueen, Serena, probably Rapid Spin, and then he has a Rapid Spin blocker with the Dust and Water. So that's going to be a little annoying. I can't really Rapid Spin unless I get rid of Dust and Water. And Serena's going to be a little bit problematic since my team doesn't appreciate the moves that Serena learns, like High Jump Kick, Knockoff, Power Whip. And yeah, it just hits like a truck too if it's like max attack adamant. And Tyrantrum as well could be really scary. So pretty hard hitting team Nene has. And then a random Dust and Water, but hey, Dust and Water is that nice bulky Rapid Spin blocker, so I kind of like it. And I mean, it's not weak too. Dust and Water has like 100 attack, I think, right? And good coverage, so might be good. It has Earthquake, so yeah, you get it Salazzles in the RU tier, it's not bad, and Registeals. So yeah, I just lead off with the Roserade. Roserade's usually the leaf choice when you have Focus Sash. I mean, you could lead off with something else, but if you want to get a spike up, it's really nice to get some spikes up, chipping away at the opponent's team, putting everything in range for your Pokemon. Go for Sludge Bomb afterwards as he hits me with a Bug Buzz, and I get fortunate with the poison right there, so I don't have to take another Bug Buzz, which is awesome. So in comes the Tyrantrum. Now, I was like, okay, this has to be Choice Scarf Tyrantrum, because you don't just bring it in on a Roserade. That just doesn't make sense. But during the Wi-Fi battle, I didn't see that he crit my Metagross, and I was like, Scarf damage doesn't do that much to a Shuka-Berry Metagross, but it actually did crit me, so I thought he was banded the entire match. I just didn't see the critical hit. I don't know, I missed it. So I was like, huh, he really bluffed me right there. So the entire time I was like, okay, I guess he just banded Tyrantrum. So I switch out into Virizion because I can take the Earthquake. And yeah, he switched into Blastoise, which is awesome because, you know, he might be scared of a Grass EMZ from the Virizion, and you know, just doesn't want to take on Virizion with Blastoise because he might want Blastoise healthy versus my Metagross or something like that. Well, actually, Metagross died. So, well, not really, but it's almost dead, pretty much, without Shuka-Berry. And yeah, I mean, Nidoqueen outspeeds me, which was unfortunate because of the Sticky Webs. I was hoping that I could outspeed it, but he's running some speed on there since he had Black Sludge, so I was thinking that I might be outspeeding him, but Leaf Blade almost knocked him out, just on a sliver of HP, almost knocked him out. But Nidoqueen pulled through. But I can bring in Blastoise, and I can try and get a Rapid Spin off, which I go for here. I didn't really care if he went to Dusk Water because he doesn't have a good switch into Blastoise at all. Dark Pulse just kind of destroys something. Serena can take one, so I guess he went Serena, hoping that I'd go for the Dark Pulse right there. I was thinking about going for Ice Beam, though, because it hits Dust and Water and Serena as a switch, and just knocks out Nidoqueen, but I really just wanted those webs off. So he can Rapid Spin of his own, get rid of my Spike, but I'm going to go into Roserade as Roserade can outspeed Serena if he wants to do that. And maybe I could Sludge Bomb something or get another Spike up, predicting him to switch. But he goes for U-turn, so I was like, okay, interesting. I'm not too sure. That's not banded damage, but that looks to be like max attack, Serena like adamant on my Roserade. I'm not too sure though. Like it could be like Scarf, I don't know, with U-turn. But it doesn't make sense to have Scarf Serena on a Sticky Webs team, that's for sure. So either way, Roserade, I just kind of stayed in Risk Dust and Water, not really thinking too much, but he Shadow Sneaked me, so that kind of sucks. I should have switched out. Predicting that. Bring in Mega Blastoise, he just sacks his Nidoqueen to the Dark Pulse. In comes his Blastoise, which I'm like, okay, fine, let's just get this Dark Pulse war off. I mean, I do kind of need my Mega Blastoise healthy for the Tyrantrum, since Tyrantrum is a beast and it can KO like almost all my mons in one shot. So I just go for, like, you know, trying to knock out his Toys, and yeah, I mean, it looks like I'm faster. I am modest, max special attack, max speed, and I went to speed types probably, since I don't know if he was running max speed. I think he said after the battle he was, so that's unfortunate. If he was modest max speed like me, he would just went for the Rapid Spin, just trying to get rid of that Spike too, which is smart. But at the same time, I think damage on my Blastoise is more important for Tyrantrum specifically. So going to Metagross, I probably should have not went to Metagross, so I was thinking of going into Goodra, since Goodra does have the ability Stab Super. It's immune to grass, and I could take a hit from the Serena, even a Play Rough. And I'm actually faster than Serena, so I could have saved Metagross, but I don't know, I was just really scared of him knocking off on my Goodra switch or something like that. Like, that could have been really bad. So yeah, I just felt like Metagross can, you know, go down right there, but yeah. Goodra Goodra outsped. I was hoping that maybe I can outspeed this Tyrantrum since I thought it was abandoned, but it turns out it's Choice Scarf. So I was like, oh, okay then. Or he just Jolly Adamant, which just doesn't allow, like, line up with the damage output that he did to my Metagross. So I was just really confused until I asked him after the battle, and he revealed, well, he revealed that he was Choice Scarf, Jolly, after the battle, and I was just like, huh, okay. And then after I rewatched the battle, I was like, oh, he crit me, okay, that makes sense. So, luckily Mega Blastoise lives that Outrage. That's where that damage really matters on Mega Blastoise, as you can see, because I wouldn't be able to do this kind of damage to Dusk and Water, and my only Pokemon would be like Lycanroc Dusk, and Lycanroc Dusk could not beat Dusk and Water, I would say, unless I Swords Dance up and hope that he misses a Wisp or doesn't have Earthquake, something like that, because Dusk and Water is a bulky Pokemon. But luckily that is not the case, and I'm able to win the game, finishing off the Dusk and Water with the Accelerock. Mega Blastoise taking on the Outrage from Tyrantrum, living a hit from the Dust and Water, doing some beautiful damage with Dark Pulse, putting it in range for Lycanroc Dust to clean the game. Lycanroc Dust is a really nice cleaner, man. It does work. And now RU tier with Life Orb. So last game we got is versus Yuki, and Yuki, looking at it, we got like Stick Webs maybe, and I guess Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, Spikes, Fortress with Hyper Offense, Salazzle, maybe Z-Move, Honchkrow, could be Life Orb or Scarf, Nidoqueen, probably Life Orb, and Diancie, I don't know, I mean, maybe it's like Specs or something. I've used Specs Diancie, it's actually pretty nice. Or it's just like a bulky, I guess maybe like a Heal Bell Diancie, or could be Trick Room too. We'll see. Either way, leads off with the Fortress, as I think I lead off with Roserade, and yeah, Roserade has Cinder Power Fire, so I could easily two-shot the Fortress. Fortress, you do like to have Sturdy, and Custap Berry is allowed in Ultra Sun on Ultra Moon, so you could have that. Most Fortresses do have Custap Berry, but he pulls a nice little safe switch into Phobia, the Araquanid, but I can just go for a Sludge Bomb, just doing some nice good damage, putting in range for Mega Blastoise and my other special attackers in the back, since Araquanid is a special defensive monster. Any special defense monster I want to weaken. I don't care about getting spikes up first. So I go over another Sludge Bomb, just trying to get rid of that Araquanid, but he pulls a switch out into Salazzle, so Salazzle takes a decent chunk. He goes for the Sludge Wave. I can see what kind of Salazzle he is, and that is a two-shot looking at it. So I just get a Spike Up, just, you know, to chip away at his team a little bit more, since I know I can't knock out Salazzle with anything. He goes for the Fire Blast for some reason. I guess I'm hoping that I'd switch out and, I don't know, like maybe into the Metagross or something, but yeah, he shouldn't have went for that. He should have just went for another Sludge Wave, to be honest. Because if I went to Metagross, like, you could just Fire Blast it afterwards. Maybe he was scared that I'd be a Scarf Metagross, because I think people run Scarf Metagross before to catch like certain Pokemon, and it's not affected by Sticky Webs as well because of its ability Clear Body. Since he does have the Sticky Webs up from that Araquanid. And I'm just going to probably try and defog them later on, but definitely I want to get Rocks up. But first I go into Metagross because I have the Bullet Punch. And yeah, I could just easily knock out Salazzle from the range it was at after I hit it with 2 Sludge Bombs. But he goes into Fortress, and Fortress obviously can take that. And yeah, I have Explosion, I remember, because I didn't want Fortresses to Rapid Spin on Metagross, but I didn't really need to go for the Explosion just yet. I can go for Blastoise first and go for the Rapid Spin first to get rid of the webs. So he does go for Rapid Spin, get rid of the Spike, which is smart, and yeah, he has leftovers too, so that kind of sucks. Metagross is like never going to really break through Fortress. But at the same time, Fortress, like, what else could it really do to Metagross unless they have like Volt Switch? Because most Fortresses just have like Stealth Rocks, Toxic, Spikes. Maybe if they have a Pain Split or like Counter, that could work. I've ran Counter and Pain Split before in Fortress and like the U tier. But in RU, I've really just seen like Explosion and like Gyro Ball as their attacking moves only. But it could, you know, some people could run whatever. Like Volt Switch. And he does have the Volt Switch. I get some nice beautiful damage on it though with the Dark Pulse. Like that is really helpful for my Metagross, because Metagross like has no switch-ins other than Fortress on Yuki's team. So in comes Nidoqueen. I just sack my Stoice to the Nidoqueen since I don't have a switch into Nidoqueen. Nobody really does. And yeah, I mean, I was just hoping that maybe I could, you know, get some damage on Nidoqueen. Maybe he goes for Stealth Rocks or something like that if he does have it on the Nidoqueen. So going to Goodra, since Goodra can take a hit, but I pull a double switch into Metagross, expecting the Diancie want to come out, because I was thinking about, you know, predicting Diancie, so I did it. And yeah, it was a little risky because maybe he just stayed into Earth Powered me, but hey, luckily it worked out. So I get my Rocks up because I want Rocks, and I was thinking like, okay, if he goes into Fortress, he has to force a Rapid Spin. Maybe I can go to Goodra and like maybe get a Pokemon to knock out or something like that. But he goes into Salazzle, so that's awesome. I get to Bullet Punch that and knock it out. So no more Salazzle, which is a huge threat, gone. In comes Fortress. I just hope that I can hit a Meteor Mash or 2 and knock him out after Rocks. But nope, I miss a Meteor Mash. 90% actually, but hey, It is what it is. It happens. He gets a spike up, and he gets some more leftovers, so he's really staying out of range from a meteor match. But I'm hoping that maybe I can get an attack raise, but nope, I don't. And he rapid spins and gets rid of the stealth rocks that I already laid up. So explosion, I think, could maybe knock him out from the range he's at, but like that's wasting a whole entire Metagross HP. And I get the attack raise with the meteor match. So that's what I was really trying to go for, is the attack raise of Metagross, because I know I can live any one hit from one of his Pokemon, and with the Shuka Berry, maybe he goes on Nidoqueen thinking he can knock me out. I can live the Earth Power and blow him back, unless he goes for a Fire Blast, which I hope he doesn't. So he gets all his spikes up. I got my rocks up because I really want them up for his team. And with the +1 attack, I should be able to knock out Fortress with the Meteor Mash. And I do, so that's awesome. There you go. Get Fortress in range for Metagross to get that Meteor Mash attack, raise, and just beat it down. In comes Nidoqueen, and he took the bait. He goes into it, goes for the Earth Power, but nope, I got that Shuka Berry, and we take it, and we one-shot him with the +1 attack Metagross Meteor Mash. And that is just beautiful, because now we are in the powerful position, the higher position of the game, because Metagross is just, you know, taking lives left and right. Honchkrow comes out, he goes for the Sucker Punch, which is able to knock me out. You know, Honchkrow is naturally faster than a no-speed Metagross, so that's to be expected. I went for Bullet Punch, just hoping that maybe I can outspeed him, but nope, that is not the case. In comes Lycanroc, though. Lycanroc Dusk. No switch-ins for Lycanroc Dusk on his team anymore. I mean, Dancy can take a hit from a Celerock, but it doesn't appreciate taking any more damage, that's for sure. He goes into Araquanid for some odd reason. I don't really know why, because it just goes down to an Celerock. Maybe just hoping that Life Orb damage really matters. And then Dancy can knock me out with a hit, probably. I don't know. Maybe he was thinking that Dancy can't knock me out from the range I was at, and he needed another like Life Orb hit on Lycanroc. So I go for the Stone Edge. No reason to go for Swords Dance, since he can knock me out probably with like a Moonblast or a Diamond Storm, but he has Earth Power, so I mean, Earth Power is good in this tier, that's for sure, and knocks me out. So Goodra comes in, and Goodra can just finish off the game with a Sledge Wave, and that is just it. So I was kind of sad that Goodra didn't really perform too much in these games. Like, I was really excited to use Specs Goodra. Maybe I'll try out Banded Goodra or something like that, or maybe just use Specs Goodra again, or maybe an Assault Vest Goodra, because it does suck to lock yourself into a move with Goodra, because it does have really good coverage. And I mean, you can kind of like two-shot everything with Goodra, almost. Yeah, I don't know. I was really hoping that Goodra can perform, but really Metagross performed amazingly. I mean, Metagross is just amazing in general in the RU tier, and Lycanroc Dusk. So Roserade getting those spikes up, Mega Blastoise getting rid of those hazards on my team, for my team, pretty reliably, and plus Mega Blastoise. I mean, who can argue? It's like probably the best Mega in the tier. I mean, obviously, and one of the best Pokemon to use in the tier too. So yeah, that's going to be GG's for everybody that I played today. If you do want to watch a battle, make sure to be in my Discord. Link is in the description. And, yeah, I mean, any tier I'll play, and doubles as well. I'm kind of wanting to play some doubles as well, because I haven't uploaded doubles in a while. Or VDC, whatever you play. I'm down to play all of that, because I used to upload some of those whenever somebody challenges me. So just challenge me. Or message me, whatever. So, yep, that is going to be it. I'm going to go watch Avengers Endgame now. And, yeah. It's going to be like 3 hours long in the movie theater, so that's going to be fun. So, thanks for watching. Peace, everybody.